Introducing the joint winner of the 2023 Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani International Anti-Corruption Excellence Award in the category of Innovation or Investigative Journalism, Mr. Phil Mason. Phil Mason was a UK civil servant for 35 years, where he spearheaded the anti-corruption work of the Department for International Development. He was one of the first anti-corruption experts to highlight the importance of anti-corruption measures, not only in the country receiving international aid, but also in the country or organisation delivering this aid. Under his guidance, the Department for Overseas Development established aid-funded UK law enforcement units to investigate and recover stolen assets in the UK originating from developing countries, as well as to pursue bribery by British companies in developing countries. He was part of the negotiating team of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, where he proposed the structure and content of the provisions on prevention, and he also headed the Department for International Development's Overseas Territory Department, as well as the anti-corruption team. He was awarded an OBE in 2015 for services to the UK's international anti-corruption policy.
I think it's fitting that in the 20th anniversary year of the UN Convention that I would choose a contribution to UNCAC as my biggest personal success. I remember going as a member of the UK delegation to the first preparatory committee to scope out the content of the convention, and I realised very quickly that I was the only member in the entire room from a development agency. Everybody else seemed to be from ministries of justice or law enforcement. So I took the plunge and very much against the grain made a suggestion that we should be thinking about preventive measures, the kind of concepts of good governance that we were very familiar with in development agencies. And I was asked to present a paper, write a paper on the content and the listing of issues that should be considered. And I'm very proud that 20 years on, the list in the Chapter 2, the prevention chapter of UNCAC, still follows exactly pretty much exactly my list of ordering of issues. So I feel that that legacy, that contribution has been enshrined almost for all time in UNCAC, so I'm very proud of that. I think if you're in the business of anti-corruption, you realise very quickly that it feels like pushing water uphill. I spent 20 years in my agency feeling that, as if nothing was actually happening, nothing was improving. And it takes a lot of dedication and perseverance and a willingness not to give up, to last and still feel you're making a contribution. I retired from the agency in 2019 and at that time I looked back and realised that actually a huge amount of change had happened in those 20 odd years compared with where we started in 2000. So I think it is really a lifetime's effort to see the changes.
And so, it is our honour and privilege to award Mr. Phil Mason with the 2023 Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani International Anti-Corruption Excellence Award in the category of Innovation or Investigative Journalism.